Welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast hosted by Rody and Diz. The boys will share their tall tales of the one that got away, as well as some regular segments they know all you fishing tragics will enjoy.
G'day and welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian Fishing Podcast, episode 155. Dizzy, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. It's great to be here. Certainly got the energy levels right up there today for a ripping episode. We've got Kane Cross, winner of round 2 of Let's Go Fishing competition. We're not going to spoil anything now because, of course, you need to wait till we chat with him later on. But he tells us the ripping story about how he caught the prized fish.
And let's just say it was a humble catch, wasn't it, Diz?
It was.
It wasn't, I'm sure people have seen it on social media, but it wasn't like he went out and landed a big marlin or a, massive tuna to win 10 grand.
It wasn't a over 1 metre kingy.
It was a humble catch.
It was.
But I won him 10 grand and it's probably the best catch of his life.
That's right. And that's what we absolutely love about the Let's Go Fishing competition. It just is dragging everybody into it, whether you are, one of those fishers that loves chasing those monsters we've just talked about, or whether you just are loving catching some of those more bread and butter species. It's got something for everything, and it's going to be great to have a chat with Kane.
And Diz, it's not quite on that level yet, but it makes you feel a little bit like the $1 Million Barra, Diz.
Yeah, it does. It does, Rody. It's a great competition. Very glad to see the support of the state government behind this one to get people out and about fishing, especially when, we've got this algal bloom crisis on our hands. So it's encouraging everybody to get out and do as much fishing as they can across our wonderful state. And
what are we up to? Round 3's just kicked off, but we'll touch on that in the news, Diz. So keep your ears tuned for that one.
Yes, good call. All right, Rody. Well, we've got oranges and lemons, of course, to get through before we're going to really crank into this episode. So I might kick us off with my orange, which is, of course, the fact that the Port Lincoln Tuna Comp is coming around.
Oh, mate, it's not far away. What is it, 20th of March?
Yes.
So what's that, say 6 weeks away, something like that?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, not far away, 6 or 7 weeks?
Yeah, it's not far at all. Mate, the boys would be doing the finishing touches, I'd say.
We better get a move on getting some gear organised and stuff, I reckon, Diz, because time will get away from us. Between now and then?
It's one of those things, preparation is key for these sorts of things if you're going to be putting yourself in a position to be able to win the grand prize, and it's a grand prize.
Certainly is, Diz. And another thing that'll take a bit of our preparation time is we're heading over to Yorks in a couple of weeks, mate. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be good to sneak over there. We usually do Kangaroo Island around this time of year, or we certainly have done in the past. But this year we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna head to Yorks. We're gonna get around a bit of fishing and see all of the sights and sounds the wonderful York Peninsula has to offer. So that'll be a nice week away. Rody, what do you got for your lemon, mate?
Dizzy, this is not a lemon. It is a lemon. I'm looking forward to footy season. I think it's 4 weeks away, which I'm counting. I think it's 4 weeks to opening round.
Wow.
Do you know what I'm not looking forward to?
That always comes around very quick.
Well, I think once the tennis finishes and you have the cricket, the Ashes has been, everyone's hooked in, then the tennis 2 weeks. And
I suppose and Christmas always goes quite quickly.
Well, so January goes quick, really.
Yeah, you lose a good month or two there, don't you?
And they keep bringing the start of the footy season sooner. But that's not my lemon, Diz. My lemon is if there's a bit of talk in the media at the moment of the AFL players rocking up in casual clothes. Is that bad? Probably not, but am I going to get a bit of a bee in my bonnet? Probably. Do you watch the NBA and they do a red carpet arrival and all this absolute carry-on? Yeah. I'm not interested in what bloody any AFL player wears to the game. Rock up in a pair of trackies and a polo shirt. You don't need to turn this into a red carpet. I don't care.
Yeah, look, it's a good. You have got your bee in your bonnet, you really have. But I think rightly so on this occasion.
I just don't care. I just really don't care that some AFL player wants to get a, $100,000 sponsorship with some stupid suit company to rock up looking like a flog. Just rock up and play footy. We don't care what you're wearing.
There you go. Tell us how you really feel. You heard it here first. You probably didn't think you were going to hear about AFL players rocking up in casual clothes on a fishing podcast, but you've heard it.
All right, mate, what do you got? Yours better be very fishing relevant after you sprayed me.
Yeah, mine is not all that fishing relevant, but my lemon's definitely been the fire down at Deep Creek, mate.
Yeah, not ideal, is it?
No, it's not. Look, fortunately, I think the fireys have done a wonderful job making sure that people's properties and their lives are protected. But, it's one of those things, bushfires, they can get out of hand very quickly, obviously. And I'm not speaking from any experience here, but not good to see it in our great state, especially down in that part. I know it's not on Kangaroo Island, but we have, had some really bad fires over the years, and there's been some on the other side of the border in Victoria, of course, of recent times, but never good news to hear from about bushfires. So big thanks to all of the CFS and volunteers, and hope everyone stays safe.
Certainly, Diz. That's a good lemon, mate. Well done.
Thanks, mate. All right, merch update. Rhodey, what's been doing the rounds? What's been getting the clicks? What's been getting the downloads?
Yeah, you're talking social media now or merch? You did say merch. We haven't really got that much merch on the We're always up for
Socials,
ideas of merch. I'd like to do a fishing shirt still, but that's still a bit of a pipe dream. We haven't really sort of got any progress on that at this point. That's been on the back burner, but maybe I'll take that up again if there's a bit of listener interest. Still got some caps if you can.
Yeah, look, it's a good shout. It's a good shout. We'll keep the lines of communication open there, and I think we'll
let us know if you got any grand ideas. Let's leave it at that, Diz.
We'll watch that one closely.
All right, now we've been banging on about these voicemails, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. We've been campaigning very strongly for voice memos from our listenership for quite some time, with differing levels of success. But
we've had a few. Remember, what was the fella from Victor Harbour? Grasshopper, his name was.
Yeah.
Remember he got into us? There's been a few. Dan Way's given us a few.
Yeah.
We have had a few, and we're going to try and get some more going, Diz. We're really going to push an effort. It's so easy to do. It's 2 minutes out of your day. Send us a quick voice message. Ask us a question. If you run a fishing business, that's your way to promote yourself. If you run a competition, give us a minute spiel about your competition, your event that's up and coming, and we'll play it for you, Diz.
Yeah, good shout, mate. And what we thought is we'd showcase how easy it is. And this is just something that I've put together today as I've been pottering around the place trying to get a few jobs done.
Yeah, g'day guys. As you know, Brody and I have been doing a fair bit of promotion about the voice memos with very little uptake, I think it's fair to say. So we thought we'd just get this one started ourselves, and just been plodding around the house, doing a few bits and bobs, and just starting to create a bit of a mental to-do list before the Port Lincoln tuna comp coming up in approximately 4 weeks, 2 days. No, I don't know how many exactly hours, but we're very much looking forward to it. It's going to be an amazing comp again, and I'm just putting those things down that you need before a fishing comp. You got to make sure your gear is top-notch, ready to rock and roll for that fish. I'm going to make sure that we've got plenty of wind-on leaders. I want all of my tuna lures with really fresh, sharp singles. Of course, I'm going to go down and freshen up that 10-kilo mono to make sure that it's ready to go for those fish. And I think, other than that, it's just probably making sure we've got plenty of beers, making sure we bring a bit of banter. And, look, I'm sure there's plenty that I've forgotten there on this voice memo. But as I said to begin with, I think I'm just sort of getting that ball rolling, and yeah, really appreciate the feedback. Go easy on me as my first voice memo here, but hopefully this encourages a few people out there to get it going and send us in a few more. All right, cheers, guys. Back to it.
Very good, mate. That sounded quite professional. You sounded like you were puffing and panting a little bit. You were doing a few jobs, were you?
Oh, I'm not sure. I was just, just mentally working through a list.
Yeah, nice.
Plodding around the place. Yeah, look, I've forgotten a lot there.
And it was easy, wasn't it? It was easy for you to do.
Yeah, it was.
You can send it to us via Instagram, Facebook Messenger, the whole works.
However you like, really. I think we'll accept voice memos in almost all forms, probably excluding carrier pigeon. But, send them in, basically, and we'll get around it. We'll play it on the podcast. We'll give you some feedback. We'll hopefully answer a question if you've got one. But outside of that, it'd be great to hear from some people that have a little bit more idea than you, Rhodey.
Oh, well, mate, that wouldn't be hard. But, yes, like I say, hit us up with any events you want to promote, anything you want to talk about, any questions you got. We'd love to hear from you.
Good stuff, Rhodey. What else have we got?
Well, this was the social media segment, I think. So let's talk about something that's popped up. Was that today or yesterday? The Ardrossan boat ramp looking crooked is?
Yeah, the Ardrossan boat ramp had heaps of weed in it.
It's
absolutely chock-a-block.
Those photos have gone up a few times over the last little bit, last few months.
Yeah, it had. Somebody put a post up there like a while ago saying, algal blooms back at Ardrossan, whatever. I didn't really think it looked like that. It just did look like a big build-up of seaweed that had sort of been a bit discoloured probably from sitting there for a long time. But haven't been down to the Ardrossan boat ramp myself for a while, so can't really tell you. But certainly the photos of recent times looks like it'd be very difficult to get your boat in and out.
And Point Turton gets the same at times as well. So there's a few, and obviously Marion Bay
also gets a fair bit of like sand build up.
Yeah,
as well, around the groin.
That's fair. And low tide's an issue there as well often. Few Yorks boat ramps have a few issues. Obviously, the Marion Bay boat ramp is the big one that we've talked about a lot.
Yeah, that's right, Rhodey. And speaking of the Marion Bay boat ramp, you've also been just flicked out onto the socials the grand plan for Victor Harbour. Now, this is concept only, so there's nothing approved, nothing signed off, nothing definitely going to happen. It's a concept plan that somebody's asked the same engineers that did the Marion Bay boat ramp to put together for a Victor Harbour plan, wasn't it, Rhodey?
Yeah, so McGrine Engineering's been involved again. This is a recreational boating strategy, and we shared the picture that was a part of that plan, and like a number of other pages did. And there's been all sorts of feedback, a lot of it not particularly positive. I think everyone agrees something should be done at Victor Harbour Diz. I'm not sure that boat ramp works that well for what's a growing population down there and a growing amount of people fishing, but I think they will want a bit of a better effort out of the design than Marion Bay, which we've all seen go downhill.
Yeah, that's right. Is it fair to say that Victor Harbour's main problem is parking facilities?
Probably is, Diz. It's just you're pretty isolated down in that
and a
that
lack
corner.
of lanes.
Yeah.
Like you probably need double the amount of lanes.
Yeah, there's 4 lanes there though now, isn't there?
Oh, I can't remember, mate. Been a while.
And it's just there's one road in, one road out. Once those car parks fill up, there's not a lot of surrounding streets or car parking that people can use. So people end up parking so far away that it then takes you forever to run back from the car to get on the boat and get out of the way.
Yeah, true. And I think it's a bit of a tricky one because I reckon there'd be certain times of the year where it's absolutely chock-a-block, can't get a car park anywhere, exactly that. And then the very large majority of the year, it's probably very quiet.
Oh, I reckon 98% of days there's probably no one there or very few people there. But and realistically, probably the last 3 years we haven't had bumper tuna seasons off Victor Harbour.
Yes.
You know, there was the Bonnie upwelling, there was the floods from the Murray. It probably hasn't been a normal, like back, 4 or 5 years ago, 90% of people that went fishing for tuna sort of off the Flurio would go to Victor.
Yes.
In recent years, there's been a lot less fish caught from Victor, and most people have gone from Warina or Cape Jarvis.
Yeah. Good call.
So,
good call, Rhodey.
Interesting diz, isn't it?
It is. We'll watch that one closely and keep you updated with any developments.
And the other thing we posted, Diz, was I had a bit of a story up the other day when I went out for a bit of a tuna search. And I did a poll saying, am I going to be the one to break the squid donut in this Gulf? A few people had a bit of faith in me, I might add.
Yeah, right.
Is that fair to say? I don't know whether you saw that. I can't actually remember the results, but they were pretty positive.
Well, I did see a few, but anybody who voted yes really had no idea what they were talking about.
But yeah, anyway, Diz, so that got a bit of traction, and we actually did have a few people say they've caught squid.
Yeah, wow.
So someone said they'd caught it on the Rapid Bay Jetty a few months ago.
Yes, we did.
They'd caught a couple.
Yep.
And someone else said they'd caught squid on the eastern side of York's Diz. So a few people said they have got squid over the last few weeks or months. So that was interesting, Diz, and that was sort of the got this whole thing rolling. And friend of the show, Dan Way, was kind enough to send us a voice message with his theory on the whole squid situation in the Gulf Diz.
Hey guys, just regarding the squid in the Gulf, so we haven't seen or heard of a single one in the Gulf at St. Vincent since back in April. So back in April we had a week down at Rapid Bay where, you know, we went down a couple of days with clients and we were bagging out within 20-25 minutes and we thought, oh, this is awesome. And then a couple of days later they completely shut down. About that time, Wirrina went off. That was when old mate got done by Purser or by Fisheries. And everyone was like, oh, there's so many squid, and then they shut down. Maiponga Rocks did the same thing a couple of days later, and then Metro, and then all of a sudden they completely disappeared, and we literally haven't seen one ourselves or haven't heard of anyone catching one since. So I have a theory that was about the same time that the algae started to push up the fluoro. And I suspect that either the squid were pretty switched on and trying to get away from it because they seem to be moving in massive numbers up towards Port Wakefield Way, up to the top there. Or maybe it actually killed them off, and squid not being buoyant like cuttlefish probably just dropped to the bottom essentially, and the pickers would have finished them off. So we had to go to Wallaroo in order to find some since then. So hopefully that helps, and cheers, bye.
Geez, I love Dan's insights. He's a great contributor to the podcast. Always value his insights, and we agree with that. He
summed it up, didn't he?
He did sum it up very well. We heard very similar things on, like you'd said, the other side, sort of working their way from Ardrossan down to Vincent, and then, you know, all of a sudden they shut off.
Yeah, so your dad found similar at Black Point as it sort of moved up the Gulf on that side, didn't he? He had 3 or 4 days where he smashed him and then didn't see him again. And as you say, it was sort of seemed to be going up both sides of the Gulf, and I suppose that, as Dan Way said, once they got up to Port Wakefield, they ran out of space, theoretically. So
yeah, that's right. So it's interesting, and we certainly hope that those squid come back in numbers. Interestingly, I've seen a few comments on the socials and otherwise unverified, obviously, and we will have to wait and see what the actual outcome here is. But a lot of people have been saying a complete shutdown, no squid fishing.
Well, what's interesting is because if you ban squid fishing now, nothing changes. Because basically no one's getting any anyway. But
they could potentially ban it for both Gulfs.
Interesting. They could.
Preserve the stock.
They could.
Again, these are all theories and no changes at this stage.
I have no doubt they'll do something about the squid. Because they're going to have to. They're going to have to protect them or they bounce back. But I don't know. To me, like, if you can't fish for snapper, then you can't fish for squid. It's starting to put a lot of pressure on certain
reduced
species.
Bag limits on whiting.
Yeah.
You know, all of those things are going to, take a bit of a toll for people who, really enjoy getting out there.
And the other thing is that I suppose the only thing that's in favour of the squid is they do breed so quickly and their life cycle is so quick that you think once they get going they could repopulate faster than a slow-growing species.
Yeah, good call.
And Diz, I suppose this whole discussion about are there any squid in the Gulf has sort of started our idea and got our heads ticking over, and we decided to do a competition, mate.
Yeah, we did. Look, we love squid fishing as much as the next person, and we'd love to encourage people to get out there and get around it regardless. See if you can find where they are. Get out there and enjoy yourself. And so you've just you've done a bit of digging through the cupboards, and we found some amazing stuff there from Shimano. Their Iggy cases are elite.
Yes, so you hold 12 squid jigs in one of them, mate.
Yeah,
and we use one on the boat. We're giving away one of us a squid jig case, 3 of the Cephia squid jigs that are great quality, and a Shimano Captiz, and that is to the first person who can take a picture of a live squid holding up their sort of phone with that post in it so we know that it's legit. And send that in to us. We'll send you out that prize pack. And probably a vested interest is because we just want to know if there are squid there.
Yeah, true. True, we do. And like you say, it's a great reason to get out there, get around it, see if you can't get onto the end of a squid and win yourself a great little prize pack.
And that's got to be St Vincent Golf, Diz. You got to catch it, and we'll be asking for some proof. You know, you can go on you click on the info or something on the photo, and you can see where it was taken.
Location, yeah.
So we've thought of everything pretty much.
We want some verified, content sent into us about where you've got these squids. So. Unfortunately, if you're out on the Eyre Peninsula or something like that, you're going to have to make a bit of a drive to get yourself into St Vincent Golf to win that prize pack. But otherwise, get down there, get around it, and send in your photos. You
can say unfortunately if you live over there all you like, but they've got squid they can catch, mate. So they're not worried about our competition. They've been catching squid all the way along.
This is true. All right, Rhodey, nice stuff, mate. We've got a little bit of news to get through before we get stuck into the rest of the episode. Get into the news, mate.
Rhodey and Diz have been searching far and wide to bring you the latest news across all fishing in the state, and we'll give you the rundown on what you need to know.
Rhodey, very relevant given that we are talking to Kane a little bit later on about his win for the Let's Go Fishing Comp where he won the grand prize of $10K. But we're into round 3 now, Rhodey. So what do we got?
We certainly are, Diz. And there was a big, I know they've had some forums to go with each of the start of each of the rounds, Diz. And this one had a massive event on for it. So former guests of the show, Al McGlashan and Audi Croft, came over to Adelaide, Diz, and did a fishing forum. I think that was last Friday, was at Westlake. So it sounds like that was a great event, and they gave lots of insight into all things catching southern bluefin tuna. And then they spent the Saturday doing a bit of a wreck fish tackle shop tour, I suppose you'd say, Diz.
Yeah.
So they visited Spot On Salisbury, sports fishing scene, Tackle World Adelaide Metro and Reel and Deal, and got to meet some South Australian fans, Diz.
Yeah, they're a wonderful crew, those guys. It was wonderful to have them on the podcast and hear about it. They've got a brilliant TV series, if you don't mind, about some of the fishing that they get up to and have shown some of the changes in the ocean, in the ocean's health, I suppose, that they've witnessed over the years. They've got an amazing boat, a beautiful 650 North Bank, locally made.
And they put that to good use, Diz. They really do a lot of great fishing and catch plenty of fish.
They do, so that would have been good to get down there and meet them. Unfortunately, I was otherwise busy with family commitments.
So, Diz, there is another $17,500 up for grabs, as you say, in round 3. So I'm just reading off the post here. There is salmon on the Metro Coast. I saw Asher tagging a big school, plenty of fish out of a school of salmon at Moana. So Murray River golden perch, Kangaroo Island bream and tuna, plus more resi fish as well. If you want all the details, jump on the Let's Go Fishing website, Diz. You need to obviously register before you go out and fish if you want to be eligible for any of those prizes, but 10 grand up for grabs for the first one to catch one of those tagged fish in round 2, Diz.
I mean, it's a great reason to get out there and get around it. You've basically told everyone where they need to go. There's really not much left to do except for go down there, get out there and have some fun.
And keep your eye on the social media of Wreckfish and of the Let's Go Fishing page, Diz, because they have over the last few weeks let out some more tips as time's gone on, Diz. So as I said, they're all the species. Coming soon, some golden perch in South Parra and Warren reservoirs, so keep your eyes out for them. 2 per river over at Kangaroo Island, Diz. So there's plenty of, if you are on KI, you've probably got a pretty good chance of taking out the prize, Diz.
Yeah, and there's some great river fishing down there.
Yeah, if I was going to have a red hot crack at entering, I'd be going to KI.
Yeah.
And I'd be trying for the brim, because you think those brim move around a lot less than a tuna or a salmon.
Yes.
So you'd think if if there's 2 brim per river that they've visited, they're not going to give away all their secrets. But you'd think you'd be a pretty good chance, Diz.
Yeah, you certainly would. So that's a good tip. And, couldn't think of many better places to be than KI, to be honest. So probably having a great time regardless there.
No doubt, Diz. That's one to keep an eye on in the next few weeks, isn't it, mate?
Sure is, mate. What else do you got for us?
Dizzy Wreckfish board member Alan Hall won the Senior Citizen of the Year award in Whyalla, Diz.
Oh, mate, that is great news.
He's been a consistent advocate for Whyala's fishing and marine community for many years, and he's been a long-standing board member and volunteer at Wreckfish. So he has contributed a hell of a lot to the fishing community, Diz, and he was notified? Not notified, what's the word? He was acknowledged on Australia Day.
Yeah, wonderful. Great stuff. All right, Rody, there's a fair few events coming up. Of course, there is the Ruina Tuna Comp.
Yeah, Diz, there's been a fair bit of chat about that one, hasn't there?
Well, there has been, because a lot of people have been saying, are you getting fish? Where are they? Are you catching any? You went down there, had a bit of a look around some of those hot spots, windmills, did a bit of a wide look down there off the Cape and stuff, and with not a lot of joy. Now, I think that seems to be a relatively common thread. It is worth noting they can rock up at any time.
They certainly can, Diz, and the competition is the 14th and 15th of Feb, so it's still another week away. So, and who knows, the fish could be there by now. Just because weren't there last weekend, or I couldn't find them last weekend, doesn't mean they're not there now. The weather's been hot, the water's getting warmer. I saw plenty of bait and dolphins, which we'll touch on. So hopefully those fish rock up just in time for that. For the John Johnson Memorial Warina Tuna Slam, there is heaps and heaps of prizes, as always, Diz. And that one's run by the Game Fishing Club of South Australia. So get in contact with them, Diz, on their website or on their Facebook page if you'd like to enter.
And as we always say, those weekends are, the fish are a bonus on those weekends.
Yes.
Of course, everyone wants to get out there and get around the fish, and of course they want to win the grand prize and all of those wonderful things that these comps put together, and that's a great part of it. But the camaraderie, the enjoyment that everyone has just from getting together and having a great weekend is always a huge part of it as well. So get around it, get your entries in, and get down there and get amongst it, Rody. What else are we got by way of comps coming up, mate?
Dizzy, there was going to be held a Encounter Bay competition, which I think, did that run last year? I can't remember. Or was that did that get done by the weather last year? I can't quite remember, but it was going to be a new competition, and I think they've postponed that too at the moment. Diz, just they've made the decision that there hasn't been enough fish in the area, and they've put it off for. I don't think they've set a new date. But yeah, keep an eye on that one as well, Diz, because that would be a good comp to go down and do at some point as well.
Yes. Yeah. No, good shout. Okay. And then there is one coming up on the long weekend.
Yeah, Diz, we touched on this one a couple of episodes ago, I reckon, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so. It was a while ago, but, the March long weekend's always a good time to get out there and get amongst it.
And Diz, this one that we are talking about it's run by Answer and Wreckfish, Diz.
Yes.
And they're calling it a inter-club fishing competition.
Yes, that's it.
So it's the Wreckfish Answer Inter-Club Fishing Comp. It is the March long weekend. The fishing, it is being held at the Bundalia Reservoir. The accommodation, they're pushing everyone to stay at Spalding, and I think that's going to be quite a social event with, barbecues and all the likes. And the presentations will be at 7 p.m. at the Spalding Hotel. The fishing is Saturday, sunrise to sundown, and Sunday, sunrise till 3 p.m., allowing everyone to get back to Adelaide after that. And there's going to be a big shield awarded for whichever fishing club, whichever Answer club catches the most fish.
Oh, there you go. It's exciting.
So that'll be a good one, mate.
Yeah, certainly would be. Another great weekend away. Rody, Lake Bonnie Carp comp.
Yeah, the what do they call that one again? The Carp Frenzy.
Carp Frenzy.
So that one is the 28th of Feb.
Huge numbers caught in those comps usually. Huge numbers.
So that one holds, this is actually 6:30 till 3 p.m. is the fishing time. And then the SA Carp Tossing Championships is on at 4.
Oh, get yourself down for the carp toss.
So that is another great one, Diz. First prize is $3,000.
Wow. Good prize.
Pretty good going. I want to know what the carp tossing prize is.
Yeah? You want to get down there for the carp toss?
Maybe. They've got heaps of sponsors locked in too, Diz. So that's another great event that is up and coming.
Yep, that is certainly the case. And the last one needs no introduction. It's the Port Lincoln Tuna Classic. That is on the 20th of March, that weekend. It's going to be epic, mate. It really is.
Certainly is. So the Friday night, there's the briefing night on Friday the 20th, and that includes the auction diz, the Calcutta auction. Then fishing over Saturday the 21st and Sunday the 22nd, followed by a presentation night and a few celebratory beers for whoever wins.
Yep. And that there will be some celebratory beers. If I know that comp well, it's that they do the celebratory beers very well.
They certainly do this, and hopefully that's us celebrating this year.
Yes, let's hope so, Rhodey. Nice little news segment. Thanks for running us all through that. Let's get stuck into our next segment, which is, of course, the tackle item of the week.
Now it's time for Rhodey and Diz to really show you what it means to have all the gear with a lot of idea as they review a tackle item of the week.
What do you got for us, Rhodey?
Dizzy, this isn't a tackle item as such. It's actually an app on your phone.
Oh.
We've done apps before.
Tackle app of the week.
We have done apps before. This one is called Marine Traffic Diz. Are you familiar with it?
I have dabbled in the marine traffic app in the past.
You know, like I know I was talking to you about boats the other day and you say, I spend all my time on, what's it called, boat sales?
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time on Marine Traffic app.
Just watching the ships go by.
It is really good for finding where the tuna are, Diz.
Okay.
It's so you basically, I think boats over a certain size have to be on it, I believe, because they have to have satellites of where their boat is at any given time as a safety thing. Then you get other smaller boats that also go on there, but it seems like most of the commercial boats seem to be on there. If anyone knows who has to put their boat on this marine traffic app via satellites, if there's a rule or regulation on a certain size, I'd love to know this. But what you can do is you can go on there and you get all these little boats coming up on the app. You click on them and you get all the details of where they came from, what sort of boat it is. You sometimes get a picture, you get their size. And what you can do is you can put two and two together and you can figure out what they're doing. So what happens? What do you think when there's a bunch of boats all sort of getting together out in the bight, all coming from Port Lincoln, look like they're towing nets? What do you think they're doing?
Just having a raft up.
They're catching tuna, mate.
Oh, of course.
And what does that tell you? That tells you where the tuna are.
Yes.
But unfortunately, it tells us they're a long way from here at the moment. And look, generally the commercials go out in the bight and catch their tuna.
Yeah.
But it's still interesting.
Yes, it is.
Can I take my Stabycraft trailer boat there? Probably not.
Well, you need to pick the weather.
You'd certainly need some jerry cans too.
You would.
But for example, one year didn't the tuna fleet end up out off Robe? So that year you could get some knowledge out of it.
Yeah.
Some years it's more relevant than others. Some year it's more of an interest thing than an actual, is it going to help me catch any more tuna? Maybe not. But some years it might. So it's a good app, Diz. It's interesting to keep an eye on.
Yep, no commission coming our way, but that's certainly one that you want to download onto your phone if you're interested in watching the marine traffic, and not a bad little tackle app of the week from you, Rhodey.
And I have occasionally just seen a boat, like when you're out in the water, be like, oh, that's a big boat. I wonder what sort of boat that is. You get the marine traffic app, you click on it, you find out what it is.
Yeah.
It's a cargo ship from, I don't know, China.
Venezuela.
Hong Kong. I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah. Yeah, it's helpful information to know.
It's good. I like it.
It is. All right, Rhodey. Well, let's now move to what we said at the top in having Kane Cross on the show, who has caught a wonderful prize-winning fish. Let's hear all about it.
Now it's time to get our guest on the line. We'll ask them the all-important 5 questions, then chat all things fishing in SA.
Righto, Rhodey, we are very lucky to be joined now by Kane Cross. Mate, it's so good to have you on the podcast. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Now we're going to get into your winning salmon trout that won you 10 grand recently in a minute. We can't wait to hear about that. But before we do, we're going to start with our 5 questions that we ask all our guests. And we're going to start off with tell us about your best fish. And can we put a limit on you can't talk about your 10 grand salmon trout?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Probably best fish, probably Start of last year, I got maybe a bit over 8 foot 7 giller off the beach, off Long Beach.
Oh, nice. Good
Yeah,
one.
so it was my mate was catching mulloway, and I caught nothing, and it was pretty much the last cast of the night, about 12 o'clock, and I got it. So
Nice. Put up a good fight.
yeah, it was good. Yeah, so
it's a pretty good beach fishing beach, isn't it, Long Beach?
yeah, well, yeah, this year's been really good. So I've been pretty lucky.
Awesome, mate. Well played. Now, tell us your favourite thing about fishing.
My favourite thing about fishing is you just get to go somewhere. You don't have to think about anything, and probably just the thrill of, not know what you're going to hook up. It's good.
Very good. Now, Kane, tell us your first fishing memory or what got you into it.
My first fishing memory, probably years ago on the Murray, catching a redfin. That was when I was real young, and what got me into it was probably my dad. He just loves fishing, so we've had a shack down at Bosun's for probably 35 years. So I've always been, every Christmas, New Year's, it's been cray fishing out, like amateur, and catching garfish, and so.
Awesome, mate. It's always good to have those memories of times by the water with family and friends, and that certainly, it's amazing how much of a common theme that is, that it's sort of been passed down through the generations fishing. So that's good to hear. Now, Kane, what's your favourite sort of fishing and why?
Oh yeah, probably surf fishing. I know that's a bit more of a challenge trying to catch a fish off the beach, I reckon. So I used to get a bit seasick too, so I didn't really like it much. But I just seem to like it a lot. It's just relaxing, and you just sort of sit down and chill out.
Beautiful. Now, Kane, you seem like a funny guy. Tell us your funniest fishing story, or tell us about the one that got away.
Probably this end of last year, a few of the people around Robe were calling me the Stingray King, because pretty much all I was catching was stingrays. So I think one day I went down there, I caught 7 stingrays.
Oh.
And then I packed up and moved 4K down the beach, and then I got another 7.
Oh, was this Long Beach too?
I brought a few drinks down. I probably got for about 1.5 drinks in about 5 hours because I was that busy.
Oh, your back would have been sore too. Skull dragging rays up the beach.
Just Long Beach, yeah.
Yeah, awesome, mate. Very, very good. Now, mate, I'm keen to hear about this winning fish. Just run us through it. What was the weather doing? What was the moon phase? How did you manage to get that prized fish?
Well, the missus seen it on Facebook. She goes, "Oh, you should go down there and catch it. It would be good for barley." I was like, "Oh yeah, maybe." And then our pots had actually been out of the water for a couple of weeks, and we put them back in that day. So we sort of got in a bit early, and I was actually supposed to take her lad out fishing when he got back from school, but I sort of went in. I'll just go for a quick flick, like when I got back in off the boat. And so I went down there, and I sort of tried sort of upstream in the actual lake, and sort of didn't have much luck. I caught one just off the little bridge as you come in, like the pedestrian bridge.
Yeah.
And I got it out of the water, and then it dropped off. I was like, "Oh, did it have a tag?" Or I didn't know. So then I sort of went my way like towards the actual outlet. To where they actually released it, and there was another younger lad. He was on the other side of the bank. He had 2 bait rods out and flicking a lure as well. He was catching mullet and salmon, and I flicked, probably 20 flicks on one side of him. I had my dog with me, and he had his dog, so my dog was just going nuts. So I sort of moved upstream again a little bit, just on the other side of him, and it was probably six flicks, and I got a bite. And then it's probably another 4 flicks after that, and I caught it.
Oh, and tell us, was it a?
I'd only been trying for about an hour. So.
Oh, and what were you using? Was it soft plastic or a hard body, or
a little grub that I'd had in my tackle box for about 15 years.
Oh,
a little pink one.
Old Faithful.
Have you framed it and put it on the wall?
What's that?
Have you framed the lure and put it on the wall? You can't use it again.
Well, the rod I used, I actually went to BCF, and I bought this like shirt, and it said if you buy this $40 shirt and you get this $90 rod.
Didn't even pay for the rod.
I won it on a free rod.
Very good. Well, that's
crazy.
a huge effort, and it was only a small fish. Was that right, Kane?
Oh, it was tiny. It was like probably just legal.
Yeah, and did you see the tag like straight away, or what was the story?
When I got it, I picked it up and I said to the other bloke on the other side, I felt a bit bad after I said it, but I said, "Oh, this one's got a blue tag," and I was like, whoops, I probably shouldn't have said that, but yeah.
Was he Devo?
If I was him, I would have probably snapped me rods and went home.
Yeah, was he devastated?
But yeah.
Nah, very good, mate. Excellent. Well, thank you for sharing that story with us. Now, mate, just a bit about yourself. What do you do for a job? I think I heard you mention that you're out there setting pots, so you're obviously working on a cray boat.
Yeah, cray boat for a few months of the year, and then I'm just a painter, paint houses in the off season. So
awesome, mate. That's epic. And so you'd have a few good spots then, being out on the water as much as you are.
Yeah. No, it's good.
And
it's
sorry, you go. You go.
I was just going to say it's good because before I caught the fish, the missus was getting a little bit annoyed because I was probably spending I would have been from maybe 20 to nearly 30 hours a week down the beach. So after being out on the boat all day, so
it's all worth it now. Did you buy her a nice present with your 10 grand, or what have you spent it on?
What's that, sorry?
What have you spent the 10 grand on? Did you buy her a nice present for all that time you've been off fishing?
Well, she did get a nice necklace and earrings for Christmas. So.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Well worth it. And you're spending the rest of the money on fishing gear. What's the plan?
Oh, I'm not sure. I thought about a drone, but I don't know. I don't know if I can justify it.
You can buy a fishing drone for all that time you spend down at the beach, mate. You can get the baits right where you want them.
I might have to buy some new, better waders.
And Kane, tell us, how's the cray season going down there in the southeast this year?
It's been pretty good. The price has been pretty good, and the crays they've been really good. So even all the amateurs are all bagging out most days. So it's been really good.
Beautiful. And the other thing we want an update on down there is the snapper. Obviously, the rest of the state up here, we can't catch them, but there's there's still bag limits, but you are allowed to catch them down there. Have many been getting snapper down in the southeast?
Yeah, there's been plenty, yeah. So my old man, he was out today, and got his 4 and whatever with his mate. So and a heap of nice garfish as well. So
excellent, mate. The fishing's been good. That's brilliant to hear. And we don't like to talk about it too much because it's always negative. But tell us, you have no signs of algal bloom and that sort of thing.
No aggie down here. No, it's been really good, yeah.
Yeah, that's good, mate. But I bet it was absolutely flat stick over the summer. Everyone flocks down there, don't they?
Yeah, it always gets a bit crazy. But yeah, it was a little bit crazy this year again, so.
All right, now, Kane, that was round 2 of the Let's Go Fishing competition that you took out the 10 grand prize. Round 3's just getting underway now. You gonna go again for round 3 and round 4 and try and win some more money?
I know there's a brim out in the lake, but I don't know. I might just leave it with someone else to catch, maybe.
I think you need to go on a state tour and go up the river and go everywhere else too.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, leave that brim for the young lad that was fishing beside you. He's just, snapped his rods and packed up and gone home after you got the 10 grand fish.
Exactly.
And so, Kane, tell us, did you know when you caught the fish? I want to go back to this fish again. Did you know that it was 10 grand, or did you know that no one had caught first prize? Because I know someone caught second and third pretty soon after, I think, didn't they?
Yeah, it's sort of a race, so you don't really know until you actually get it verified.
So it was a nervous couple of hours, hoping no one had just submitted it that morning or something like that.
Yeah.
And so
the hardest part was when I had to drive all the way from Robe to Lonsdale after I'd been out in the morning fishing. So it was a big day in the end. But it was.
You had to drive and take it in on the day.
No, it wasn't. It ended up being about a week later.
Oh, okay. So you just took a photo of the tag and sent it in or something, did you?
I took a photo of the tag and where I caught it and yeah.
Yeah, so. Nice. And tell us, did you so you drove up and you collected the prize and on your way, did you did they give you any sort of insight in how many tagged fish were in that? It was the pub lake, wasn't it? Is that what they call it down there?
Pub lake. I think there might have been 3 salmon in the pub lake, and I think they put one brim maybe in the the big of the brim lake.
Oh,
bigger
wow.
lake.
So you were sort of up against it. Only 3 fish tagged in there. Like, it wasn't like they put hundreds out.
Nah, well, I was assuming that it pretty much would have swam straight out the ocean from the outlet, because where they released it, it was like 30 metres from the beach. So,
Yeah, wow.
Amazing.
yeah, I think it was 2 days after they released it. So it was, pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's epic. Now, Kane, as we sort of get into the mid part of summer, towards the end of summer, what's your plans on the fishing front going forwards? How much of your crayfish have you got to catch, and then what else is on the fishing agenda?
We've got 680 kilo left, so maybe a week left.
And then there's more time for fishing after that?
Yeah, there should be plenty more time for fishing after that, I think.
Very good.
So I'll try and maybe mind hitting up Wrights Bay down near Kingston a bit further, but we'll see.
Yeah, excellent, mate. Well, it was great to have a chat with you, and certainly very good to hear the story about the prized fish. I hope you enjoy all that, basking in all that glory of catching the $10,000 fish. All the best for the rest of the cray season and beyond, mate, of course. And thanks a lot for sharing your story on the podcast.
Cool. Cheers for having me on here.
Thanks, Kane.
Thanks, mate. See you, boys.
Dizzy, wouldn't you love a humble salmon trout to win you 10 grand like Kane did?
Oh, mate, I absolutely would. He's definitely, going by our conversation, he's put a lot of hours in.
Yeah, no,
respect to him for that.
He certainly loves his fishing and does a lot of it. So good to see someone who is a diehard get some reward for it, mate.
Yeah, we love that. It's really good.
And round 3, as we said, is just starting up. None of them have been caught, I wouldn't imagine, by now. So get into that over the weekend or the coming weeks, because as we say, it's a race, and the first one to get one of those tags and submit your catch wins.
Yep, good stuff, Roddy. Love it, mate. Let's get into the fishing report.
Rhodey and Diz have been out on the water to bring you the news about where they're biting. Now it's time for the fishing report.
Where are they biting, big guy?
Dizzy, sounds like there are still plenty of tuna being caught off the Eyre Peninsula. Maybe some days more hit and miss than others, but still that seems to be where most of them are. Is that fair?
Yeah, I was reading somebody got out to Greenlee and got the trifecta, Sambo, King and tuna.
Very good. That's a good day by anyone's standards.
And I'm sure that's pretty common for people that, well, when I say common, like anybody that goes out there knows that area well. You know, it seems to be one of those just absolute mecca fishing spots where you can go out and do the triple like that.
And what's the charter called again? Ash from the charter over there that goes out there?
Oh, yeah.
Can't remember off the top of my head, but they often do that and get the kingfish, tuna and Samson fish triple, which is a great thing to do, Diz.
Yeah, they do. And that's a great one to get around. It's Ash Smith's offshore charters on the Eyre Peninsula. Get around it.
Very good. Now, Diz, I went out for a pretty comprehensive search on Australia Day.
What'd you find? Tuna?
No tuna. So I launched a Warina, went to Cape Jarvis, went in close, went out wide, went past the windmills, did some loop-to-loops, found a few birds, followed the birds. What I find? About 100 dolphins.
Wow.
No tuna.
Would have been excited seeing
Big school of dolphins, though. And the bust up, it was almost enough to sort of get me excited, but I had heard others say similar, that there's plenty of dolphins and no tuna. So that was the case for me. It's one of those, you can sit at home and say, oh, there's no fish. Everyone else has said there's no fish. There's no fish. But it's good to go out and sort of test the waters for yourself.
Verify it.
Yeah, so I feel good that we had a look.
Yeah, well done, mate. No,
so anyway, but that doesn't mean they're not coming soon.
Yeah, I certainly hope they do, mate. It is that time of year where everyone gets very excited about getting down there and getting around some tuna, so hopefully they come here soon.
And there has been some reports, Dizzy, of people seeing fish, maybe catching fish south of KI.
Yes.
Not a lot of fish, but some fish. And there was, I don't know, did you see there was a bit of a story floating around that they were off Ordinga one day?
Yeah. It's hard to know because obviously we had a really good run of them. What was that, like 2-3 years ago? Like basically Metro.
Yeah, off O'Sullivan's and all that. There was plenty of them.
And I think ever since then that people do genuinely, sometimes stir the pot around, got him off North Haven. Whatever. But that one, off Aldinga, quite plausible.
Yeah. Anyway, Diz, and Want to Fish is coming up to Warina, or has come up to Warina, I think. I think Tyson went out for a look over the last couple of days. So he's up in Warina. I assume he wasn't making the big trek from Port Macdonald to Warina because he didn't think there were fish.
Yeah, that's right. I reckon he must have heard some very, very good reports of him for him to make the trek down. If anyone's going to find him, it'll be him. So we'll watch that one closely. I think he'll be putting some people on some good fish regardless.
Dizzy, and this was a interesting one. Portland, a fella by the name of Nick Mason caught a barrel tuna while chasing schoolfish. Fork length 187, estimated weight of around 110 kilos.
You think it might have been lost?
Oh, it's amazing. That is big. Like those tuna on that sort of, what is it, the western Victorian coast, they're going all year almost. It's like way out of season for when we normally expect those fish to be caught, and they do seem to be now almost mixed in with the schoolfish. So that fishery is pretty amazing, Diz. And I know that is in Victoria, but it's bloody close to the border. So there's no reason why you couldn't get one off Port Mac if they're getting them at Portland.
This is true. It's another great reason to get down there and visit that lovely part of the world. That's for sure, Rody.
Dizzy, I also saw a dolphin fish, which we do see pop up occasionally. This wasn't something that was caught, but it was something that was photographed off the bridge at Port Augusta. They're saying not quite a metre, maybe 70 to 80 centimetres. The person who put the photo up was more of a question, but certainly to me it looks like a dolphin fish.
May.
And that's just one of those things that pops up, what would you say, Dizzy, sporadically? Every now and then, it does happen.
Have I seen that down off like Robe or something one random year? I think they definitely do. They pop up.
And Port Augusta's had them before.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting one, Diz. And I got another interesting one. I don't know whether you saw this. A blue shark was filmed at Stansbury Jetty.
Yes, that was cool.
In the last couple of weeks. And they're definitely more of a deep water species, certainly from my knowledge normally.
Yeah. And a few more like... Is it fair to say recent times, a few more great white shark sightings in close? I know we normally see them around this time of year along the coast.
There was that one at Port Hughes that everyone kept putting photos up of.
Yeah, and then,
Do you think I always think part of that is everyone's got a phone.
Yeah,
everyone's walking the dog with a phone.
Obviously there was a lot more sightings in close of sharks that look sick because of the algal bloom.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you see a few in a row, it does make me start to think,
is the algal bloom
getting worse and affecting these big predators that are, maybe coming in a bit closer than usual. But
another one to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Whiting at Black Point, mate. You got over there for the long weekend. How'd you go?
Yeah, got some whiting. It was good. Whacked up a photo of them there. Yeah, it was good. It was good fun to get out and get amongst some fish. The weather was lovely on a few days. It was an interesting weekend because it was blowing an absolute gale for half a day on Saturday when we had that heat.
Yeah.
And then, the weather was quite pleasant outside of that. So it was
and you
nice
said
and
you got the fish quick?
Yeah.
Good time? Doesn't take long getting 10 these days, does it?
No, it doesn't. Not when they're biting hot like that too. They were just coming over thick and fast, mate. There was a couple that we had to put back. They're a little bit small, but outside of that, they were all really, really good, healthy, fighting fish.
And Diz, the other one I wanted to touch on is the blue swimmer crab. Sounds like people are getting the Metro off North Haven and places like that. Did you get any of them over on Yorks as well?
We didn't actually try for crabs, but we did get plenty over Christmas. I definitely saw a lot of people cleaning crabs, and there are a lot of people out off the point. So I think that there's plenty of them there. Interestingly, didn't see too many in the bay, but the Spit there's always been a very good spot to get blue swimmers. So I think that's the place to go. There's been plenty of others. Hot spots over on the York Peninsula that have been firing for blue swimmer crabs and, as you say, Metro as well. So heaps of options there for people to get around a good feed of blue swimmers.
So we might have to take the kids out for a spin when we go over there at the end of Feb, Diz. They loved it.
I think so, mate. It's always great fun. There's always plenty of action when you're pulling pots So it's good
It's a
stuff.
good social activity, really, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
All right, Diz, that's a pretty good tackle report. You got anything else?
No, that's all, mate. We'll wrap this one up pretty quickly because all the listeners out there know where to find us, but I'm going to labour this point. It would not be hard to outdo my voice memo.
Nope. Send us a voice memo. Promote your event. Tell us what you're selling, what you're doing. Just get involved. We just want to hear from you.
Good stuff.
See you guys.
Rhodey and Diz hope you enjoyed today's episode of All the Gear But No Idea. Keep up to date by liking and sharing us on Facebook and Instagram. And you can subscribe on all the major podcast platforms. Until next time, good luck fishing.